Okay, so is everyone ready to find out that you have killed the wrong Gangrel Elder?
Yes!
Might as
Yes,
well.
we are.
And I can get the next one to Gabby right.
Okay, as you all suddenly vanish from the turn order and the map. Oh no, the darkness!
Darkness is coming. What? Oh.
Winter is coming. Wait, what? Vampires aren't afraid of the cold.
Suddenly, when he unleashes all the takes away the abyss, there'll be like a tribunal just ready for me.
You are led into a room you're not familiar with, some sort of a council room. Actually, you are led to it, you see people filing out. Let me just place some other people in there. We'll say the sheriff, maybe some goons.
They all have weapons ready. The sheriff has a flamethrower.
Not in the room, next to the room. Let me just place the people in there. Some of the people are coming out, others are staying in. You see some people filing past. Neonates. Neonates you know, actually. As you are led to a place you are not very familiar with. This is a different council room from where you met Raffaello's side. This is... You walk past a lot of rooms with military style lockers, bunks, what looks like an armory behind very, very secure metal bars. You know, almost as if this was the headquarters of a private army.
Where am I?
You're not on the map because you haven't placed yourself on the map and your previous token has been deleted. That is not a foreshadowing at all. It's fine. You're gonna survive this, maybe. Possibly. Maybe.
Suck. This does not sound good at all.
Oh, I might have made some intelligence politics rolls to see if you can, you know, realize who that guy was. Kind of a thing. In secret for you, before you killed him horribly. Luckily none of you have that much politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
If any.
I have one politic.
Yeah, but you rolled very badly, so it's fine. Lots of ones. There seems to be some sort of a highly legal assault vehicle. Just stuff upon stuff upon stuff. A few people moving around wearing the colors of secret security. Let me just find the princess secretary who has been doing stuff. And put her on the map as well. The previous secretary. She just motions at the door. They're in there. You can make your report. The door is down south, nooblets. Well, I suppose there's technically one there, but that one's nailed shut for some reason. As you file in, these people do seem to have weapons of various kinds. The prince has his AK-47 casually laid on the table. The Perugia, what's his name? Marcus, I think it was, has a grimly satisfied look on his face. Almost as if he's anticipating something fun.
Alright, may I take a seat?
The prince motions for you to be seated. There seem to be a set of red buttons matching the number of seats other than his own in front of him. Yorick, roll perception alertness, difficulty 4.
There's not many other seats. Okay.
Nope, you're not
That's
close
up.
enough. Okay, sure. But it's still difficulty 4 because you are much further away. Let me just move you with Alt so that you fit the grid. The chair, that is. There seems to be a small icon of a pit with fire next to the buttons.
I love it. And I love it that Yorick fails at everything to do with this kind of thing. What? There's a threat of death here?
The prince is drumming his fingers suspiciously close to the buttons. So, gentlemen, you wanted to talk to me.
Yes. I destroyed the Gangrel Elder that let the caged ones out on a tip by Kennedy.
Yes. People do report to me once in a while. I am familiar with you incurring a certain amount of debt.
Yes. Well, Yorick has the video proof.
Yorick takes out the phone he took the video on. Hits play on the video and gives it over to the prince.
Okay. Could Yorick make me a wits roll at 8?
Anything else besides wits?
Nope, just wits. To see if you managed. Okay, you remember to cut off the recording before they talked about Malik letting Julio have the next one, air quotes.
Okay. Works for me.
So someone's ass might have been saved there.
I don't remember ever saying that in character too, by the way.
No. He stated that everything that was being said from this point right there, it was in character.
but I didn't hear the reason why I say it, because I didn't even hear Julio say that. I thought he just typed it in the thing. Oh, well, I need to be more careful. My fault. Whatever.
Don't worry, Yorick has your back.
The prince looks at this very carefully, motions for Malik to move up, takes out a knife. Makes a shallow cut across his palm. He, you notice that he seems to be playing with a bone of lies in his fingers at the same time. Half blackened one, possibly looted from some Tremere or another. Difficulty 4, right? Actually, I don't want you to know.
It's really low.
I don't want you to know his exact willpower for reasons. Does getting like a high number of successes give any special information? I think it was something that you could sense.
You get a lot more detailed information. You get exact generation, how much blood they currently have, the whole Diablere thing. Though it does not state that you actually know like how many times they've Diablerized or anything like that. You can go double check just to make absolutely sure that that's the general gist of it.
The prince hands Malik the Bone of Lies. And just to be sure, he's also gonna dominate you. How much would that be? That would be enough, and you have like no willpower, so it doesn't matter. Please recount to me. Please recount to me, honestly and accurately, the destruction of this Gangrel Elder. He's also put a bone in your hand. just in case the dominate doesn't take.
Kennedy brought us to the location. She obfuscated us. I had Gerard scout ahead. Or Gerard scouted ahead.
Kennedy left. Kennedy left.
Kennedy left. Gerard scouted ahead. Kennedy said she didn't want to be near any. She wanted to get far away from the claws. Gerard climbed on top of the building, found a way inside, and we all followed. We found the Gangrel, and interestingly enough, he had obfuscate, so Gerard began shooting. We didn't notice him.
With the pew-pews and the invisibility and the slash and ow and nom.
You already had badass shots everywhere. Did a flip.
And yes, Bronson did well. York did well. And we had a little bit of trouble, but we eventually brought him down.
And you diablerized him.
Yes.
You carried out a practice known as the Amaranth. Is that accurate?
Is that accurate, guys?
That is correct. That is the old term for diablerie.
I believe I've heard that term before, yes.
Very well. The rest of you may go. He motions to the neonates, including the Tremere, as you filter out. Pointedly looks at the sheriff, who also gets up and walks out. So, time to die. The prince needs... Yep, the prince needs thaumaturgy points, and you are the nearest Tremere with enough thaumaturgy to be worthwhile. And you have no willpower which to resist. Oh, you poor fucker.
Oh, is he going to diablerize me? For real?
That would suck, wouldn't it? If you did it with your whole plan waiting outside.
Well,
to be fair, if he does that, that is actually enough to cause a straight-up revolt. But
yeah, that he can put down pretty easily. And apparently he has friends within the Justicars, so...
Oh, that's actually worse for him, if anything.
The prince motions for Malk to sit. He doesn't appear to be eating you yet. Yes, right over the red X. His hand hovers over the buttons. You know, I wanted to talk to you. Anyway. We haven't had a chance to talk about what happened with your servant due to the stupidity of my people.
Which servant are you talking about? We've lost a few.
He's talking about Chloe, obviously, dumbass.
Yes, but I was asking. Chloe. Well, she met an unfortunate end, and we took care of it.
You're still holding the bone. It doesn't darken at this because took care of it is somewhat accurate, but would you like to quite visibly put the bone down? Now that the prince seems to have forgotten about it. Do you want to draw the attention of that to that?
No.
Okay.
You certainly did take care of it, and it was a most unfortunate event. This isn't even actually avoiding anything. So, yeah.
The sheriff, meanwhile, is just standing out there, almost as if he's waiting for the prince to talk about something else, while everyone else files off. It seems that you are left to your own devices and are not about to be ambushed by the prince's people.
And
Not
Yorick
yet.
is kind of just stopped here in front of heavy artillery.
Mm-hmm. It's like a military vehicle that has mountings for heavy weapons, and the heavy weapons are right there next to it, but it's not technically a battle vehicle.
He is going to be writing all of this in his memory as hard as he can.
Okay, sure. You know, I don't know, were you close with the girl, Malik?
Well, one could say that. I was in love with her. It's curious, of course, I know. I've felt... I've lately just been an emotional wreck when it concerns her. And I don't really think I want to fall in love ever again.
Yes, it seems that this Dwight has left the city. No one's seen him. I suppose a neonate might do that after earning the wrath of a regent. No comment?
Well, hold on. Well, he
That-
frenzied, and I tried to calm him down. That's true.
To be blunt, that's actually trying to really avoid what happened to him. The bone might force you to tell the truth there.
Okay, well, hold on 1 second. Let me think.
I mean, the
Okay,
prince isn't
well-
asking a specific question, is he?
Yeah.
He's
That
just
is
trying to
true.
be nice. It's just a fucked up situation
The
for
thing
Malik.
is, you are now directly talking about the event itself. So,
Yep.
I would suggest.
He
I
can't
would
even
just say-
try
I would-
to deliberately mislead. He can just leave things out. Just omission
Yes.
is the best he can do.
Hmm. I would say,
And he can't even really directly omit anything that's directly pertinent to the question either. So,
Funny
It-
thing
it-
is, the prince
could
seems
say-
to be trying to be decent right now, making amends for his people's fuck up and all that.
so you need to take advantage of this wholeheartedly and just try and steer this conversation carefully.
did you like the desk that York made for you? I had the privilege of seeing a Toreador go goo-goo-eye over it, and it was quite the sight.
The prince grins. Oh, so did I. Oh, it is a refreshing sight. I
Did
know you're...
Alberta see it?
You know, she might have. I know you two are close, but... Well, personally, she does on occasion get on my nerves. She is, pushy, shall we say, at times.
And now the prince just says, "Well, why don't you just come into my office, Alberta?"
Well, I would have liked to have seen her entranced by it as well. It's a nice desk. York does.
Would you have really liked to see Alberta embarrassed like that?
Probably,
or-
yeah, actually, I would have.
Okay. You're speaking honestly about how How does Malik think of Alberta? Is she like the cold-hearted bitch, or is she like meh?
Not exactly. No. No, he just thinks of it as politics as usual. He doesn't even really look at it like blackmail anymore. He kind of,
Okay.
Because that is politics.
yeah, he just doesn't even look at it. He just looks at it like, well, I owe her. He doesn't really hate her. Out of character, I kind of hate her character, but he doesn't really hate her.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's about it.
You know, I would try to punish Dwight in an adequate manner if he was within my power. Do you not, Regent?
Let's see.
No, you're useless. Go and fuck yourself.
No.
I can think of one answer here, one single word answer that would work.
And that's no, right?
What? How would that, I don't think that would work.
Well, that doesn't matter. What does Malik feel about the prince after yammering on about how he is a useless enemy that needs to be put down?
I didn't say he was useless. Well, I
Yeah.
did not say he was useless.
Yeah, just that he's on your shit list, right?
I said that out of character, but
Mm-hmm. On Malik's shit list.
it's
you
accurate.
said,
It would
believe.
be accurate to say that he's sore right now. I don't even know if I really made any connection in character that I think he was the one at fault yet. Maybe afterwards, but it's been a week since it's happened. I'm probably still kind of confused as to who to be blaming.
Well,
Oh, you
said
are
that
Would be
it made
upset,
you
and I would be
happy when
upset that he
Bronson-
didn't. And I would say that I'm not exactly happy that he denied, just totally just shot me down when I said the next person that I wanted embraced could be Chloe.
Okay. Would Malik say this willingly, or would it be forced out of him?
What?
That he
That
blames the
was
prince
upset.
for not letting him embrace Chloe.
Well, I wasn't even asking him to embrace her right then.
Sure sounded like it.
I would just say I would have loved to have embraced her one day. I promised it to her.
I'm not
But
sure that was really the question that the prince asked, though.
Yep. But if you want to talk about embracing Chloe,
no,
would have
no.
loved to embrace her wouldn't really work, because it's not a thing that never happened that you wished would have happened. It's a thing that actually happened.
Yep.
Oh, that's true. Hold on, I'm trying to think. What was that one word thing to avoid this? Hold on. I might have to
Remember
go
what
into
his
typing
question
this.
was. Do you
I'm
wish
gonna
to
go
restate
and
your
type
question, Prince?
What was the question again exactly? He said something about
Something along the lines of, you do know I would have punished Dwight properly, adequately, if he was within my power, kind of thing.
Whew, what's a way of avoiding this? Jackalore, do you have any ideas? Let's steer the conversation away from it somehow.
No such thing as free diablerie, is there?
It doesn't sound like it. I could say I'm speaking out of character. I'm just hashing out ideas here. I could say,
The question really is, do you trust the prince's justice? And his, fairness?
Yep. That is the real question.
Do
Oh.
you trust the prince's judgment? Does Malik? Does he really?
he's seen it firsthand, so he would have. Would trust it.
Except that
So-
he never let him embrace Chloe, and Chloe's dead now.
I wasn't ready to embrace her right then.
So
I was
here's,
asking to
here's
embrace
the
her.
real question. Here's the real question.
Do you want to live or not?
Can Malik say yes without the bone of lies activating and having him say something else.
Consider...
That's the thing. I'm trying to find something. You know, I think I might say something like...
You do know that I will take over based on what I've heard you say about how Malik feels, right? If I feel that this isn't appropriate, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. I'm painting myself in a corner. Let me try to think of a way to jump out of it.
Prince is just having a heart forgetting about the lie detector. Getting upset at Malik's answers.
The prince has, of course, forgotten he has the other guy on a lie detector. And of course,
I could say,
it's just a heart to heart.
I could say that I'd love to see him suffer for it. I would have loved to have seen him suffer for it or something.
You could word that a little bit better, right?
I'm trying to think of a way.
I love to see him suffer for it.
Wait,
what?
I would love to see justice done. There. How's that?
That sounds great, yeah.
Jeez. Is it alright that I provided that? That just seemed to be going on a little while.
Is that what you want to say?
I'm afraid to be honest. Because that's the truth, but do you think that's the truth?
that seems to go in line with Malik quite well, but hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never saw him suffer. I never saw justice be done. So.
You heard it, but you didn't see it or anything else. You just
see justice done can be viewed as metaphorical, as in make sure that the fucker eats it for what he did.
No, I would have seen it. I would have wanted to see it, though.
I figured that the urge to actually see it would have been strong enough in Malik to be literal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. Are you sure you want to say this?
I'm trying to think of a way to word it better, but something along those lines. I never saw Dwight suffer. I never saw him be punished.
Because the way I see it, it's a lot of mental gymnastics, and it's trying to dodge the actual question, like rephrase it in your own mind to mean something else than what you know the person asking it meant.
What if I just came clean and said that Bronson did it? Just threw Bronson under the bus.
Well, you've kind of already avoided the question.
Yeah, you kind of dug yourself.
Kind of passed.
Yeah, you kind of dug yourself in.
I mean, that could have worked, but
earlier it could have worked. Yes, maybe. But now that you
for some
have,
reason you decided to go and not immediately report this.
Yeah. Now that you have tried to dodge the questions, and now that you've painted yourself in the corner, once the prince realizes that you only said it because you were trapped, he might be a little less understanding.
Just a little.
I guess I'll just say I would have loved to have seen justice done.
But that's such a metaphorical saying. It's usually used in a different...
I really don't think that's actually
I would mean it
metaphorical.
literally. But see, I would mean it literally.
I think Malik can say that and be very, very truthful.
Alright. The prince leans back. Yes, it is... Well, so would I. It isn't really a good thing when your servants cause screw-ups of this magnitude. After all,
really,
we must, after all, respect each other's domain and territory, don't you think? I respect your house and you respect mine. Isn't that right?
haven't I been respecting you?
Oh, jeez.
Now Malik does respect, like, everyone.
There's just one problem with this one.
You haven't actually been respecting the prince's rules?
Yeah.
You've been shitting all over them.
Yeah. And I can't think of any way to word this to not activate that bone of life.
And maybe it's dead, right?
Because the moment you try to say anything, it's going to immediately have you come out and say that.
Prince rolls for frenzy, the desk dies.
I think you have to move the bone away now. I don't think you have a choice. You have to get this bone out of your hand to get away.
If you do that, then it's a dex stealth.
I don't have Dex. I probably wouldn't be able to do it, but I do have Dex still buffed, don't I? Or is that gone
No.
away?
No,
It's gone
it
by
ends
now.
at the scene.
Can
After
I
you
buff my
finish,
dexterity without him noticing, or do I have to concentrate?
Don't worry, you don't. There's nothing for doing any kind of blood spending like that.
So I can go ahead and buff dexterity.
Yes,
as you attempt to drop the skull.
I like to try and think of it as very lightly putting it somewhere. That's what I would go with.
Okay, I buffed it by 2.
What's wrong, Malik? Why aren't you
I'm not.
speaking?
Hey! Time is frozen. Time is frozen while we're discussing out of character.
Nope, you took a turn to buff your dexterity.
That's right. That means you if you're trying to do this before talking, you do have to in a few seconds at least.
And the prince
you want.
notices that you seem to have gone frozen, and he's paying extra
Oh my
attention
gosh,
to you
you
now.
really-
Oh god!
I quit.
I can't not. Okay, it's
Oh wait,
too.
wait, is he Gen 9? Are you Gen 9? I forgot. You are Gen 9, right?
Yes, but it's still a.
Nope,
3
it's
seconds.
actually so fast. He can blood buff twice per round, and he can do it before any other actions. So he can actually do this really quick. There will be a hesitant pause, though.
All right. The prince.
So did he actually say it in character? So did I do that
not
quickly
yet.
enough?
But yeah, sure. Go with that. You can make
All right,
your
I'm gonna
dex stealth
buff it.
roll.
Okay. And what difficulty?
To move the bone out of your hands.
Put
The
the bone
hands
down
that are
gingerly,
very
yeah.
much on the table. As in, your hands are above the table, they would be pretty visible. What do you think, Yorick?
I personally think that, one, he's actually not paying attention to it, so it's actually probably alright to have a base normal difficulty. But I don't think he has stealth, so it's gonna be increased anyway.
I have 2 in stealth though.
Oh, you have 2 in stealth.
Oh,
I'm kind of balanced all around a little bit.
I forgot
It's
that
not
you
the
do
best
balance
anything.
it.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Not the master of anything, but
Dex
As
stealth.
long as he's not paying super direct attention to it. And
It's a
he's-
secret
I
ploy.
don't think it's big enough.
The
Yeah,
prince
it's a pretty
is-
small item. So
The prince is actually
So, dex
deliberately
stealth?
questioning you with
I'm
the
doing
bone.
dexterity stealth.
Yep.
Is it dexterity stealth?
Yep.
Okay.
it is dexterity stealth. We're just arguing. Well, we're not arguing. We're trying to see what the difficulty would be.
Yeah, just,
I think such a small item, it would probably be a 6,
6?
but the situation might be enough to increase it by 1.
Okay. The bone drops below the table. Or are you putting it in
You
your
need to
pocket?
drop it. You don't
What?
need to drop. He
What?
can just set it on the table and not be touching it. is
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking.
gonna do. Just act like I just forgot about it, and
Okay.
Yep.
So, the prince was talking about how he takes care to try and respect other people's houses.
Yep. And you're home
with the
free.
bone out of my hand, I'll say, "I agree."
Okay, manipulation subterfuge. You'll get a
That's
bonus
not
on
necessarily
this.
a direct line, but
That isn't a direct lie at all. No, I agree.
Keep in mind that empathy doesn't necessarily relate just to direct lies, but I will give you a difficulty 4 roll on this.
okay.
So it's intelligent subterfuge or manipulation subterfuge? It's manipulation. I'm stupid.
It's probably empathy rather than subterfuge, by the way, because it is the truth. It's just you trying to do the truth in a much better manner than the Bone of Lies would allow.
Yeah. Keep in
So is
mind
it
that...
empathy or subterfuge?
Subterfuge. But keep in mind,
Okay.
he got 3 successes on his secret empathy roll at difficulty 6. So don't fuck this up.
Yep. Do difficulty 4. Come on, you can do it. Yes! Yes!
It's about time things work out for me. At least with the prince. Out of character.
Yep.
So.
Yes, well, I truly am sorry for what happened there. If there's anything you need to make up for the loss you've suffered, well, if it's something I can do easily enough, let me know.
I will. And I appreciate it.
Keep in mind, this is not an open-ended favor as such. I'm just offering to help you out.
I know.
Which means that you need to ask today or tomorrow if you want something. Like perhaps embracing Igor or the nun.
Oh, I'm not embracing them. I'm saying that out of character. But yeah. I guess I want to get out of here somehow.
You could ask to bring another Tremere into the city, like an expert on wards. Temporarily confined to the Chantry kind of a thing. You could ask.
Well, my prince, it might be of some use to us to have someone who's more of an expert on warding circles and such to come in and cast some wards on our Chantry, since we have some problems with we're working it out, but we are worried about werewolves and such and security breaches.
Yes, but Malik, you know how I feel about more experienced and powerful Tremere coming in.
Yes, I do.
I don't want people like that running around in my city with no oversight. Speaking of which, he reaches under the table and pulls out a pair of books and hands them to you. I thought you might have some use for these.
Thank you. What are they?
They appear... You recognize the emblem. It's the Path of Fire tomes.
Ooh, so he has those? He has Path of Fire now?
You don't know. Maybe he has no interest in Path of Fire and he's just giving them back to you since he gives no fucks. I mean, who knows how much of that library he's gonna keep? I mean, people know he has it. He would have to give most of it back, right? If he wants to survive this. He might just hold back a few pieces that conveniently get misplaced, that he actually wants.
Alright,
Like the ritual of the bitter rose. Wait, what?
I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you, but I'll look it up in a minute.
Yorick knows. Yorick can tell the group.
Go ahead and tell Yorick, or Epic.
Go ahead. Make his jaw drop. Epic. Chuckle or shush.
Mascot Diablerie. Okay. That's a overpowered ritual.
It's a level 3.
The prince just wants to buff his generation to 1, so that he can eat the antediluvians. He has to eat a few people along the way.
Okay.
Starting with the Fortitude clans to bring his Fortitude up, of course.
I would I thanked him for the tomes that he gave me. I need to tell him something like, we're actually having some problem with our power right now. I probably need to get back to the Chantry and deal with that.
Oh, that's right. Right. My secretary gave the paperwork for the lights and such to your ghoul.
Yes, we need to figure out how that, because earlier we all thought we were under attack by werewolves, so it was a little embarrassing, but I can take care of it.
Well, don't worry about it. It's better to be embarrassed than dead.
True. Well, thank you for your kind words, Prince. I will take my leave if that's all right with you.
Yes, of course. I had something else I wanted to talk with Philip anyway. He's probably just waiting outside. Oh, and, he speaks highly of you. Even if he's a bit harsh on occasion in person, he can be like that. He doesn't like flowery speeches. Neither do I, for that matter, but you're one of the good guys. We know that.
Oh, I thought he did not like me very much. But that's reassuring, thank you.
Nah, he just does that to everyone, trying to make sure they toughen up. It's the way he shows he cares, I think.
Yes. Well, thank you for that, my prince. I will, see you later.
Wiping bloody sweat off the brow.
There's no bloody sweat.
If I was a dick, I would make you roll self-control to make sure there was no bloody sweat, but you can go. It's fine. Vampires can sweat and cry and do all the bodily fluids. They're just filled with blood. So sweat shows up.
Yeah.
Very visibly.
Yes, Philip, I believe he wanted to speak with you.
Yes, I was just waiting till you were done.
Alright, we must go. Let's go, guys.
Okay, let me just make some rolls for something that happens while you aren't looking. That's 5 successes added to, or 5 dice added to the damage. Okay, that's a lot of negatives. Okay. What was the werewolf's strength? 6, 7?
Sorry. What did I miss?
Nope. Yeah, it takes the werewolf time to reach Bronson. That brings him down really low, doesn't it? -2. I'm just trying to figure out if Bronson is dead.
I hope not.
You know what? We'll have him crawl back, carrying a wolf corpse, at crippled.
Awesome!
Covered in aggravated, with the last of his strength and willpower just over the threshold, like, ah!
Well, now he gets to make his wolf clothes.
Yes.
Just like, Regent, I did it! Ugh.
Oh wait, so Malik left?
Yeah.
Okay. So did Malik she's at work. Dang.
Okay, apparently Malik
did
is
he
at work.
No. Did he make sure to let's just say tap that bone as if he was setting it down before he just moved his hands?
No, I put it down.
Yep, you put it down and made sure the prince didn't notice you put it down. And now the prince is going to see that bone and realize he doesn't remember when you put that down.
Well, why would you do that? Why would you say that?
Because I may have done some of this stuff when I was in school.
He wouldn't have. I don't think he noticed it, though.
I need to make
Oh,
a
trust me.
perception alertness roll secretly.
That's not something hard to just suddenly go, wait, my omnipotent lying detector was put down and I didn't notice. When that happened.
You know, if he gets enough successes, he might remember when that happened. Oh god, he rolled 6 successes.
You suck, Epic.
I'm sorry.
No, he genuinely rolled 6 successes. There might be questions next time, it's fine. Alberta's pet, clearly in cahoots.
I'm sorry. I just like to I complicate things. I'm sorry.
Okay, most of the people would be wherever. Just around, I suppose. Bronson isn't here right now. You know, I would just kill him, but he got a really good shot, and who knows how far the werewolf was when he took the first shot, and how well he could have actually aimed, so... Considering how I want this to turn out, we'll just go with them being both dead and nearly dead. It makes dramatic sense. All things considered. So, you get back to the Chantry. What do you do?
Before we go back, Yorick is going to try and make sure that it's just checking with whoever, if the prince can't see him, just to make sure, you know, hey, all those bullets are done and everything. Payment would be nice.
Are you looking at... What are you trying to look at? The table or what? What are you doing?
Not looking at anything. I was saying about, you know, remind him that payment is needed for all those bullets.
Oh, you can consider yourself having the payment, just suitcases of cash on delivery.
Okay. We'll get back and get the payment in.
Like, as you started to deliver the bullets in whatever sized chunks you did, you know, you would have just gotten the payment immediately, kind of thing.
Ah, okay. I wasn't
Like,
sure about that, so...
Yeah, they just give you the payment based on the stuff you delivered, like on the spot.
Alright, then we'll continue this when I get back into the Chantry, then. Hey, Malik, need to talk to you for a moment.
Roll a... yeah, as you walk out, Bronson is gone.
Okay, Bronson's gone. Probably hunting. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Filled with werewolf blood.
Is this an office speak, or is this a let's just go ahead and talk to in the corner?
Whichever you want. I'm just
Office. We'll go to office.
Half. So Yorick is going to get, you know, the suitcases of money or whatever and bring them in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as we discussed, I'm going to be taking half myself and half to, well, you and, you know, whatever you want to give to the Chantry itself. So here's your half.
Yes.
$100,000.
Seems an awful lot to leave in the hands of a fledgling, don't you think? The deal
How much
might
was
need
it?
to be
But that's what we
altered.
agreed on, 50-50.
How much was it?
Well, the total amount comes to $200,000.
So I got 100,000.
Yep.
Okay, I just need to make a note of that.
Letting Yorick have 100,000 seems like an awful waste on a fresh fledgling. I'm just saying.
No, because he's going to be reinvesting that in his business, which will make us plenty of money.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Making him pay you 90% and then making him take the crap for business out as a loan makes a lot more sense to me.
Nah, Malik's been good to Yorick. Why would he start now? We've already made our agreement.
And thus Yorick will be good for Malik and the rest of the Tremere.
Know this, Yorick, that this is you're getting off light with the percentage here, with the money here. I expect you to use the money out of your cut to make any repairs, to buy anything you need, and also I will be making requests for my own, for whatever else I might want.
Julio
I kind of already figured the maintenance and everything was my,
We need to
thing.
roll initiative.
Julio and Gerard see a werewolf stumble through the door.
Okay.
So, I don't see a problem with taking 50-50 of what I'm making.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm just telling you now, and I appreciate it. You do good work, and you did well today. So, keep doing well for us.
You know that you are going to kill Bronson, right?
Okay.
The werewolf collapses face first on the ground, Jackalor.
Well, that was really about everything. Is there anything else you want to have around the Chantry or anything?
You can take a shot. Go ahead and take a shot.
50,000. I'm going to drop 50,000 in the Chantry's money.
Okay, just make sure to adjust the inventories. Okay, roll the damage.
I'm just doing now.
Just go ahead and roll, Jackalor. It's fine. Let's see if you manage to kill Bronson through the werewolf. 6. Yes, damage is always 6. Okay. You hear a muffled, "Don't ruin the pelt, asshole," from underneath.
And Bronson is now incapacitated or torpor, maybe.
Bronson comes crawling out from under the body, literally crawling. There are deep to the bone, practically to the spine, claw marks across his chest. He collapses.
And then a bullet wound.
Nope, it hit the werewolf.
Damn it.
The big piece of meat. Yay there. Jason is looking in like shocked awe. The rest of you here heard a gunshot.
Can I help Bronson to get up?
You can try and support him. Let's say that Mario is here at the moment, just looking in slack-jawed amazement at what carved up old Bronson. You know, 5 werewolves is a small enough number to get into a single fight, right? Okay, Gerard says that Bronson needs to rest.
Oh my goodness.
Gianna comes
What
out.
do we hear?
Gerard, get away from him. Just get away from him.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Bronson
Bronson.
is on the ground. You can see his spine. Literally, through his chest. It looks
Bronson,
like
are you with us still?
he seems to be drifting in and out from the pain. Just back away from Bronson.
He's my child. Everyone back away.
Gianna's talking to Gerard. I don't trust you. Back away. Eyes filling with swimming darkness.
We need blood, guys.
We'll need a lot of it.
Goliath, Gerard, you take orders from me. Back away from him, and be nice to Gianna.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have any more bags of blood, do we?
Nope.
You could try and buy some more.
Yeah, thank you for
We have
that.
that capability. Get just tons of blood.
You have the cash to supply yourself with a lot of blood if that's what you want.
Sounds like I do, yes.
If Malik gives... Yeah, Malik, give Bronson blood, it's fine. I'm sure that won't come back to bite you in the ass.
No, I'm not doing that. Can't do that.
Liam walks in. Huh. Well, that's new.
Jack, do you want to get on my shit list too, like Epic did earlier?
Six successes
man.
on the perception roll for the prince. When it didn't matter, but still.
To be fair, it's just suspicions.
But why would
all
you
need.
put the bone down if you had nothing to hide?
Just not thinking about it.
You might need to explain that while holding said bone.
Nah.
Bronson just looks up. The hunter guy. Skin it. Just skin it. Just loopy as fuck.
Yorick, I think he wants you to...
Not Yorick! Hands out
What?
of his ass, Yorick. The hunter ghoul. The new one.
Okay.
As in Tyler in the
Yeah.
old library, probably.
Tyler. I think his name is Tyler. Tyler! Get your butt in here.
Did I make him a Tremere or a La Sombra? Oh, he's one of Bronson's, that's fine. Rushes over with that blood-fueled love. Kneels over Bronson. What happened?
Give
Are
him
you
some blood.
alright?
Give him some of your blood.
Bronson just shakes his head. No. The pelt. Take care of the pelt.
Okay. Fine, Tyler. Do as your master says. Get the pelt off of that thing.
He pulls out a hunting knife. Stabs into it right on the spot. Blocking the door. Blood running everywhere.
I'm glad we got stone floors.
You know, that stuff gets in the cracks and it never really comes out fully. You know that.
Don't worry, that's a good thing.
Bob just was like, what? While watching that. At least now they'll know not to fuck with you once you mount one of their skulls on the front door, right?
That's not gonna work.
Or it might piss them off more.
Or police will come up and go, what the heck is that?
Don't worry, they will just naturally disbelieve it as a real creature.
Well, that's living werewolves in war form. They might believe that it's a prop, probably will, but they won't get the delirium anymore because it's not alive anymore.
Oh no, I was actually talking about the whole disbelieving it's an actual creature and just thinking it's a prop of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was really going for.
We
Well,
could
the
we
skin
could
Is
pose his
mine.
bones. We
Skin.
could pose his bones and then put silver all over them.
Bronson just gurgles out, skin's mine. Can have the rest,
yours.
but the skin and the fangs are mine. Trophies.
They're yours.
He's really loopy, like he's not even, doesn't seem to even focus on the people around him, just drifting in and out, completely out of it. I think he would be in the negatives, considering his penalties on charisma expression, so he probably won't be able to speak that well, all things considered, with the penalty.
Yay. Look,
yeah, one die at
am-
difficulty 10. I think Delirium covers it. He has very little charisma expression for some reason. Jason's like, well, shit, son.
Why don't you take those clothes down from the bathroom?
Okay. So, anything else anyone would like to do at this moment, or can we handle experience and wrap up?
Pretty much done.
Mm-hmm. Yorick? Julio?
Nothing immediately. York is probably gonna have to make some clothing out of the pelt because, you know, what he does. But
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing.
You know, the other guys just gunned it down and ran, right? They didn't get the body like Bronson did.
right. And not only that, Bronson did it one-on-one. That's real props.
You know, you didn't help him, so he set himself up a little nest on a rooftop and just waited for one of these fuckers to go by. Then he took a shot, except that the thing managed to close and gore him before he managed to kill it off. Of course, now your strongest fighter, unless Jan is actually stronger, is out for the next fight, but hey, one less werewolf in town, right? Two less if
don't
you
worry.
count the...
York-
Yeah, two less.
York got
So
it.
we only got 5 left.
But two of them are veteran ones, not crappy pups. Yeah.
York is gonna go up to one of them with a shotgun, blast it, go, oh, look. 7 health damage right there.
Except that it aborts to a dart and attacks you with its rage actions.
Which is what it would have to do. Then it discovers, wait, there's celerity? Yeah, celerity. What?
Is there enough time left in the night to hunt?
Yes. But we can handle that at the start of next
Mm-hmm.
session.
Yeah.
Alrighty
So, moments of badassery other than Bronson's scripted event.
I kind of want to put Malik forth again, mainly for managing to weasel around the print.
I was gonna say Jack Lore for getting his guts ripped out.
That's not
And then
badass.
Yeah.
He got his guts ripped out and then he shot the thing and actually did damage. But that's the only thing I can really think of.
Not getting your guts ripped out, now that's impressive. Like the dodges you did in the first session against
Oh
that
wait, he
General.
did. He used willpower on that, didn't he? To ignore wound penalties.
No, he
Mhm.
didn't.
He didn't?
use...
He forgot about it. Don't worry.
He ignored Auspic's penalties for loud bangs and flashes, using
Yep.
willpower though, which allowed him to actually sense that thing, which might qualify, since it could have been a lot worse once you split up a bit, which was my intention.
Still doesn't feel badass to me, but
Hmm. Well, while we think on that, what has everyone learned? Starting with Julio this time.
Just let me think.
Okay, starting with Malik then.
Okay.
Talking with Prin-
Probably talking to the prince. He was a little nervous. He kind of might have regained a little more respect for him. Maybe the prince isn't all that awful. He showed a sense of genuine worry and care about him in the clan. Kind of learned that he hated the sheriff, but sort of has higher opinions of him now because he just kind of felt like he was being disrespectful to him, but he kind of made him perk up a bit whenever he heard that the sheriff liked Malik. Beyond that, I don't know. Malik learned that Chloe's not in hell. He really believes it.
She
Because
can't
he killed
be.
her.
She just
She
can't
died
be.
before. She died before she could do anything bad. So,
Or so you think.
that's the way it works. It's his mental gymnastics. He's good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the bone of lies sucks. He learned that.
Okay, Julio? Still thinking?
Julio, he got a lot of respect with Bronson for managing to kill a werewolf on himself.
Mm-hmm.
He also still don't like the prince. When he met with in the conference room, he still hate him,
Mm-hmm.
and he still thinks that the prince is a douchebag.
You know, half the neonates in the city probably think that. That's... Still. Sure. So, why don't you type out what you've learned, Jackalor, while... Okay?
I need to buy Jack Laura a gun.
I mean, he has the shotgun.
No, I promised I'd buy him a gun.
Okay, Gerard learned that he can actually detect people who are obfuscated, and he has this... Well, actually, no, you detected a Malkavian beforehand, right? Who was obfuscated. So this wouldn't be the first time. So, anything else you've learned? Since this isn't exactly a new thing. Okay, why don't you go ahead, Epic, while Jackalor types it out.
Okay. Yorick has learned to this day that apparently he is some kind of derivative of Chuck Norris badass. Just doing flips and shit and all this. He's also learned that, yes, indeed, shooting a vampire not in the head just doesn't work.
Not very well, anyway. But hey,
Yeah.
dogs die easily when you do that.
Well, apparently dogs disintegrate. It's alright.
Okay, so, Jackalor? Okay. You're not invulnerable to people with large claws. That is a valid life lesson, I believe. Very much
Yes.
so.
Yes, it is.
I got away from that unscathed almost, didn't I?
You didn't
I didn't
get hurt. He never managed to take a real swipe at you.
Yeah, that's
Yorick
kind of
wasn't
cool.
even in melee range.
He
He
tried...
did hit me once, but it slid off of me, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, he's learned
pretty
that
badass.
he's immune to gangrel.
Sure. That sounds great. Yeah. You know, that fucker has had a lot of success with previous neonates possibly using his crowd control, or did. Maybe it didn't work out that well this time. Dominate didn't work, Obfuscate didn't work. Shit went wrong. Very, very wrong. Let me just put
Yep.
him in the dead folder because he might be coming back, looking out through Malik's eyes. Someday.
Don't worry, Malik. You just have 3. Wait, do you have 3? Or do you have 2 deauthorized people now?
3.
3.
Yep, you're 3.
I've Diablerized down to 9th generation.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Good luck with what? Oh yeah, I need to roll for humanity, don't I?
Oh yeah, you get to do the. You
Oh
get to do
no.
all of it too.
You get down by 1 automatic like we have previously.
Yeah.
And then you get to roll conscience at difficulty 8.
Most of the time we didn't because they were outright enemies and monsters, but this guy was trying to save innocent political prisoners, so maybe you do need to roll conscience as well.
No, they're not really political prisoners, though.
Aren't they?
In my
They
opinion.
certainly seem friendly, some of them, and nice and decent.
I'm worried. I'm scared of them. Malik is scared of them. But if you want to
Being
roll conscious, I
scared and
will.
being willing to kill are different things, but okay.
Conscious is humanity and conscious, right?
No.
Or is it just the 3 dice for conscious?
Just
Yes.
conscious.
So what you guys think?
Don't worry, you're good. 2 times.
Okay. Yeah, then either way you just lose the 1 point. Even if we were gonna decide to make that a thing for this particular kill. You managed to rationalize it.
Okay, what about I want to buy an assault rifle.
How? From whom?
Well, that's true.
If you had the smuggling thing set up and the guns were coming through, you could buy them from the Russians, but that isn't actually done yet. You can just buy handguns and the like small SMGs is the most I might allow you, kind of thing.
What about can I buy a rifle?
Like a scoped rifle, the kind that can be used to assassinate presidents with.
Well, that's not. You're not very acquainted with American gun laws, apparently, because people buy rifles all the time.
He's justifying it by this being World of Darkness, and they've taken away our guns.
Yep.
Okay.
They took your guns. Your
When
guns
did they
are
take our
gone.
guns. I got a Second Amendment right to my guns.
Yes, and as soon as you can register that gun, for buying that gun, and they make sure that you're not actually a criminal who's on parole or something, you can have it. You just need a valid identity and show up during daylight hours to register.
I'll need to find somebody that does have an identity, a valid identity. Maybe the hunter can do it.
Oh, you mean the ghouls who have been associating with the criminal element and who were picked up among the criminal element? Those ghouls?
They weren't arrested, were they?
They probably all have some sort of rap sheets. Police files. They were picked up as washed-up criminals.
The guy with the gun, the hunter, probably has a gun. Probably has guns. He probably has a connection.
I don't give
We'll look
everyday
into it next
ghouls
time.
that much connections as such, because unless you embrace them, it would get crazy. It's important
Alright.
NPCs, not canon fodder, that get backgrounds, essentially.
Alright.
And yeah, he might have acted as a sniper for the Russian mafia. The police don't like that kind of shit, so, who knows how clean his record is and how much the police know.
Well, I have a question in somewhat connection to that.
Mm-hmm.
Did Yorick see about getting one of each type of gun?
Probably not without going through... Well, the easiest way to solve this is to get the Russian arms deal through. Then you can get access to everything up to assault rifles. Of
I was
various...
figuring getting one of each might be able, but it's up to you.
You might ask either the Lord or the Prince if they are willing to do you a favor. That could be a thing. But your basic criminal connections that aren't augmented by a major arms deal, like, you won't necessarily be able to get the higher end stuff. Like getting a SMG or something that can be converted to an SMG, you can do that, right?
Okay, I get it. Yep, alright.
Yeah, but military
So
grade
basically,
weapons...
I'm short of rifles and below, is what you're saying. Okay.
Essentially, yeah. Like normal shotguns I think are okay, but semi-automatic
Semi-autos
ones
and
might be a police thing, so
Okay.
that kind of thing. Okay, so I think that's the experience for everyone in terms of the basic stuff and for learning stuff. And moments of badassery. Who qualifies? I believe Malik came up.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Prince
Malik.
thing.
Okay. Okay, that was pretty epic, and I did have plenty of fun with him, so sure, he can have his candy bar after getting in the van. It's fine.
Yay!
So, an extra point for Malik. Any of the NPCs stand out? I mean,
Except for the
won't...
scripted Bronson thing.
Not really.
I think I'll give Bronson 2 points because he was in the fight and he's badly torn up and got a werewolf, but I don't want to give him 3 2 times in a row, essentially. He's already pretty strong. So,
I don't really.
No one's
You already got amazing roles, but I don't feel that really, qualifies at all for it. So
It could. I mean, depending on what you did with them.
I vaporized a dog in one shot.
That doesn't sound super badass, but
Gore and Viscera went everywhere. You should have seen it.
that dog could have been a problem.
yeah,
Really, if anything, I think the only thing I can actually honestly say I feel might have deserved an extra point might have been the whole table and the whole just situation around that, but not really even then.
yeah.
Get to work on another table. He's probably going to break the table when I have to go in there.
Don't worry, it's super strong too. Remember.
I don't know if I'm going to be here next session, but I'll try.
Strength rating of 8 or 9, he can probably break the table.
He can probably break the table, but he'll at least also be resistant to trying that.
Yep, he'll try to break
That's
the
an amazing
person
table.
in the room first. The table might just be more important to him.
Yep. The people behind the table will break before that table.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so experience 3 points across the board and 4 for Malik. Any expenditures you want to justify?
No.
I think it won't be too long. It might be a night or two. But it won't be like another week. There are other crap you need to handle, and if you take another week of downtime, then I think it would be too late to save the club, and you might want to do that. Just to keep that going. Also the Giovanni thing, which ties into the club.
Well,
So-
since I've put in a little thought on negotiations for money and stuff, maybe I need to make a case for finance.
Or you could try and get a servant. I mean, the prince did allow you to go up to 3 once, because you did
Well,
take
if
on the
you-
nun.
I don't
You-
want to talk to Prince anymore.
He might let you replace the one you lost. Or not. Or one of the others could get a finance school. Hell, maybe you can ghoul the manager of the club, if they're decent. If someone hasn't already. While you've been resting.
Whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna stop recording here. And, well, we'll continue with this drama next week.